The next discussion is based on this news article, which reads as opposition would benefit from simultaneous polls, says Ghulam Nabi Azad. Ghulam Nabi Azad is a former union minister and ex-Congress MP. And he was present in front of the Joint Parliamentary Committee, which is scrutinizing the Constitution 129th Amendment Bill 2024. Which is related to one nation, one election. And there he opined that opposition will get benefit from simultaneous polls. How? According to him, a ruling party or the leaders of the ruling party won't be having much leverage to go for the election campaigns, and it is the opposition which will have this leverage of 5 years, or during the election time also they will have the leverage to reach out to the masses, and they can put forth their idea and their viewpoint, and that is how opposition will be benefited from this simultaneous poll. Now, political debate are going on. That is not your matter of concern. From your perspective, this topic is important from GS paper 2, that is Representation of People Act and Federalism. Plus, UPSC has also asked a question based on one nation, one election in the year 2017, which reads as simultaneous election to the Lok Sabha and State Assembly will limit the amount of time and money spent in electioneering, but it will reduce the government's accountability to the people. Discuss. So let us have the discussion and then try to attempt this question. Now, one nation, one election. What is the argument behind this? The first and foremost argument is the expenditure in the elections. So if you will take the general election of 2019 itself, the cost of that general election 2019 according to Election Commission of India was 60,000. And this is accounted cost. Unaccounted cost, you never know. Plus the general election of 2024, the estimated cost is around 1,35,000 crore. This is just an estimation. This is not a government data. But before the election itself, just see the amount of money and amount of seizures that ECI had done. Before the polling also, it was 4,650 crore worth value of cash, liquor, drugs, precious metal and freebies were seized by Election Commission before even the beginning of the polling. So if somebody is saying that this has breached the ceiling of 1 lakh crore, it is absolutely fine. And this is just the data related to general election, leave alone various assembly elections. So in India, what is happening throughout the year or every year, you will have election to some assembly or the other. 2-3 states are there, 1 state is there, 4-5 states are there. But every year you will have some or the other election. What is happening? Huge expenditure on part of political parties, on part of candidate, plus on part of the administrative machinery itself in moving the paraphernalia, you can say, the people, the machinery, the security apparatus, everything that cost huge amount to the exchequer. So one election, one nation, one election, that means that the election for the central government, that is Lok Sabha, an election to the state governments, that is state legislative assemblies, should be conducted simultaneously at one go. That is what one nation, one election means. So whatever the expenses, let it be in 1 year. For next 5 years, no expenditure on election per se. Second thing is governance disruption. So every time election is announced, the model code of conduct comes into play. In model code, during model code of conduct, what happens? You cannot announce any new government initiative. You cannot execute any new initiative. And this kind of becomes a paralysis for the governance apparatus. Niti Aayog itself has to say the same thing, that frequent elections interrupt development programs and governance processes. This is a government agency again stating the same feeling that yes, the simultaneous and multiple application or announcement of elections and MCCs, they have brought in abrupt stoppage or abruption in the governmental process or the execution of the governance process. Then large number of security personnel, large number of teachers, large number of state government employees, they and central government employee, they all get entangled and they get engaged with the election work. And not only the governance work get stops, their utility is not efficient. If just imagine the security forces, you are moving lakhs security personnel from one state to another. If those personnel are available for guarding their borders or doing their duty in the district or doing their duty along the railway lines or the busy junctions of the city, just imagine you have extra manpower that can be utilized efficiently, which is not there. Time and again some election will come, troops will be sent, state police will be sent, reserve police will be sent, then army personnel will be sent. So again, misallocation of resources and not efficient use of resources. Then comes the political polarization. So in every election you will find some or the other kind of sloganeering, and new issues will come up. Most of the time they will be more populist, linking to the local issues. They will try to give weightage to divisive policies, like they will demand vote on caste line, religious line, or some other communal issues will be raked up just to garner votes. So just think that at every year 2-3 states are going under the process of election, and every year some part of India is entangled in all these divisive politics. Okay, so this will be not, it is not, I am not here to say that this will be removed, but yes, this will be diminished. Okay, so once in a while, in 5 years, election will be there, do whatever you want, just end that, let government do their job for next 5 years. There will be no divisive politics for the next 5 years. At least we can say that as of now. Maybe they will find another way. Next is the stability. Now, stability is not about the stability in government, but stability in the policy. So if you know that I have full 5 years to pursue my policy, execute my promises, then there would be continuity in the policies. But if there is abruption, there is disruptions, every time you have elections, your minister is busy in campaign, your officials are busy in security apparatus, your officials are busy in doing the election duties, then there are disruption. Continuity is not there. You have to make amendments in your process. Then comes the indirect cost. So teachers are going for the election duty. State employees are going for the election duty. Now, how would you calculate this cost? That is borne by the children who have lost the precious school days or the learning experience that they could have otherwise. So there is an indirect socio-economic cost also, which impacts education, governance, and overall welfare schemes and policies of the government. Now, what various committees have to say about this, as we have seen that Joint Parliamentary Committee is taking up the bill for the scrutiny. So before that, many committees have recommended in the favor of one nation, one election, but they have suggested some measures, like Law Commission in 178th report. They said that simultaneous election could reduce election related expenditure and governance disruptions, but they have to be done in a phased manner. Parliamentary Standing Committee in 2015 suggested the same, that election may be held in 2 phases, but again in favor of this. Law Commission consultation paper 2018, again they said that simultaneous election are desirable but not feasible without major constitutional amendment. Okay. Then Niti Aayog says that Niti Aayog again supported the idea and the concept. Then 23rd Law Commission has opined in favor of this, that yes, it should be done, and it does not violate the basic structure, and federalism and voters' right remain fully intact. So, in principle, they have also given their approval. Recently, the Ramnath Kovind Committee, ex-President of India, a high-level committee, it has also opined in the favor of one nation, one election. Then what is the challenge? What are the challenges? Why it is being delayed or debated? Because one thing you just saw in one recommendation, that it requires lot of constitutional amendment, like Article 83, 172, 327, which deals with tenure of Lok Sabha, State Assembly, power of Parliament to make provision with respect to election to legislatures. So it requires a lot of constitutional amendments, and which are bound to create various legal constraints. I have given just few examples. Then the federalism concern. So state governments are of opinion that this is kind of trying attempt to make it a unitary structure where everything will be usurped by the central government. So the power of state governments to bring in no confidence motion against their government will be gone, because now they have to be in sync with the central government. The issues will be taking back seat. They will be ignored. Regional parties will be ignored. Basically, the autonomy that a state enjoy will be gone once the election are simultaneous. But again, the proponents say that India started with simultaneous elections. So election of 1951, 52, 57, 62 and the 67. All these elections were simultaneous election. All the assemblies and general election, they were all in sync with one another. After 67, things got derailed because premature dissolution of various state assemblies. It got derailed, and since then the elections are not in a synchronous manner. Then the simultaneous dissolution. So what is the problem? That some proponents say, those who are against this concept, they say that okay, you conducted an election for 5 years. What is the guarantee that each and every state government will run smoothly for full 5 years? Because it may there can be instances where dissolution may occur. Then what will happen? So some committees have recommended that re-election will be done for the remaining period. So let's say in a state X, a government came A, but after 2 years the government collapsed due to no confidence motion. So the next election will be done only for the remaining 3-year period. But again, those who are arguing against it, they argue that then what is the point? Again, you are conducting an election for 3 years. You are spending the same money for just 3 years. Next is the logistical challenge. Here one very important concept is constructive vote of no confidence. What is it? In no confidence motion, the opposition says we have no confidence in this government. If bill is passed, government has to resign. In constructive vote of no confidence, the process is slightly different. Here, an alternative is decided simultaneously. So what is happening here? Opposition says we don't have confidence in this government. We have confidence in alternative government B. So there is no vacuum. This government is gone. This government comes in. So this is what constructive vote of no confidence. That I have no confidence in this person, but I have confidence in this person. So this requires a lot of institutional reform. This is not an overnight thing that can come. So confidence motion will be in place. You will be like dissolution of houses will keep taking place, and then you will create another you can say mess by conducting election for 2 years, 1 year, 3 years and 3.5 years. So what is the purpose? Next is the logistical challenge. Now just see the number of voters. 2024, 96 crore voter voted. To manage all this, you need lakhs and lakhs of employees. You need lot of machines, you need lot of digital apparatus, you need lot of vehicle, you need lot of security arrangement. Now this massive exercise, just I am talking about the general election, just think about how this massive exercise will compound into don't you think it will become a logistical challenge to move such a huge manpower to conduct simultaneous election at one go? Then comes voter behavior. Now studies have shown and reflected that whenever there is a simultaneous election, voter has this behavior of leaning or inclination toward a central leader, so a national leader. So people argue that the regional issues will be sidelined because everyone will be voting for a national leader, and the regional parties and national and regional leaders will be sidelined. Then the scrutiny. So many proponents say that this continuous election every year here and there, it keeps a check on the government. So if central government or some state government is doing bad thing, gaining bad reputation, any political party, it is immediately reflected in next election, which is being held in other state. And this gives a chance for course correction for the ruling party also, that okay, this step has backfired, let me correct this step. But once you have sealed the fate for 5 years, there would be no scrutiny. So once who got elected, he'll be free, and he or she will be able to take any kind of decision whatever they want, because they know for 5 years nobody can touch me. So this is what it is, that this persistent scrutiny will be gone. Now what could be the possible solution? As the various law commission and committees have suggested, gradual synchronization should be there. It should not be in one go, but it should be in phases. Plus constitutional and legal reforms should be brought in with broad political consensus, because without that you cannot exercise this simultaneous election. Then constructive vote of no confidence, that is finding an alternative before removing the present government. Then strengthening electoral infrastructure. The Election Commission of India, which is central to many debates these days, should be equipped with additional resources to manage simultaneous election effectively and transparently. Based on this discussion, this is your practice question, that simultaneous election can improve governance efficiency but raise constitutional and federal concern. Critically examine the feasibility of holding simultaneous election in India. A PYQ 2017 states that simultaneous election to Lok Sabha and state assemblies will limit the amount of time and money spent in electioneering, but it will reduce the government's accountability to the people. Discuss. So try to attempt these questions.